You know, there's a Pew poll out there that says that 30% of Americans get their news from social media. I want you to think about that for just a second. News from social media. Next, I want you to consider just how unsophisticated the average American news consumer really is. Now, not tonzillophiles, not you guys, of course. I mean, you clearly have a highly developed, highly sophisticated and cultivated sense of informational discernment. That's obvious. But the average American, it's idiocracy. Consider also how incredibly easy it is for misinformation to spread virally and be ingested and interpreted as fact. Happens all the time, right? Most, especially ideologues and partisans, are they're either unwilling or unable to decipher between news and propaganda. As Tavis Smiley put it last week on The Daily Show, most people just look to have their already established views validated. That's what they consider news, man. That means their news sources are not only CNN and Fox News, which are bad enough, but worse. Things like Conservative Daily, Right-Wing News, American Thinker, WorldNet Daily, Breitbart, Drudge, Glenn Beck, Alex Jones, Limbaugh, MSNBC, Huffington Post, Newsmax, The Nation, Daily Kos, even Mashable and Vice are considered news now. In America, in 2014, there is no such thing as objective news anymore. There's an infinite number of commercialized and disseminated spins of choice, right? Which is, of course, by definition, propaganda. Facts spun to an agenda. Seriously, think about it for just a second. Where is the news, the objective news, to enlighten the citizenry? The traditional big three, the over-the-air networks, they may walk the closest to that line, but they themselves have been a joke for years. It's the money, man. It's the money. The money, stupid. They're not informing you. They're telling you what you want to hear with hand-spun, reality-based entertainment. It's a product to be sold. Because if they don't do that, with the advent of the internet especially, and the endless supply of on-demand happy facts between the internet and cable, you're going to go elsewhere. You're going to go find what you want to hear. We are officially tribalized. The internet was supposed to bring us together. It was supposed to connect the world into one big global community. But people don't want that, do they? They don't want one big global community. They want to congregate and huddle with their own kind. Yeah, you too, hippies. Yeah, you're all about diversity and tolerance. I know, as long as the others are nodding along to your adopted points of view. Have you ever tried to challenge a liberal on feminist, gay, or political correctness doctrine? So that's tolerance, huh? That's one area where I'm very, very happy to agree with just about every conservative. Dogmatic liberals are as intolerant as the saggiest teabagger. It's a fact. They're nowhere near as racially intolerant, but they're definitely just as intellectually intolerant as any conservative. America, collectively, you are not interested in facts, let alone objective news. Not in the real sense, you're not. You're so used to being catered to that you now expect your news to be politically and ideologically personalized, egocentrically supersized. Very few of you are intellectually flexible enough to objectively look at information, new or otherwise, and then reevaluate your monolithic opinions and views. I've begun to wonder if it's even in our nature, whether there's something that's in our DNA that's wired to simply protect our personal tribe at all costs. Something that manifests itself through nationalism, ideology, race, religion. Something that leads us to engineer and rationalize any and all personal conclusions backwards from a tribalized groupthink point of view. Sure seems that way to me. Now, if that's the case, the internet and its ability to instantly connect us with millions of others in our own little tribes may indeed be the end of that silly utopian idea of peace. I've long since held the thought in my head that, as Bill Hicks put it, we're a clever virus with shoes. The humanovirus may finally have the ability to intellectually isolate and strengthen its various strains to wage war against itself. eradicate itself. Sort of like cancer cells attacking healthy cells, you know? But who among us are the healthy ones? Every group thinks they are. Every single one. Christians, Muslims, liberals, conservatives, environmentalists, climate change deniers. Everybody. They all think that they are the healthy ones. They all think they are right. Everyone else, the outlanders, well, they're the ones that are the cancer. As I mentioned earlier, every tyrannical, Stalin-esque mass murderer throughout history thought he was the antibody attacking the social disease, right? Hitler's cancer was the Jews, yeah? Nothing's changed. Islam's cancer is Christianity, uppity women and infidels of all kinds. Christianity has gays, atheists, abortionists, and Muslims. Capitalists have socialists and communists, right? The takers. Communists have the fascists. The fascists have the communists, the Bolsheviks, and whoever the fuck they feel is attacking their national heritage this week. Think about it. There are millions and millions among us right now who are willing to sacrifice the planet, the fucking planet, to the almighty dollar. Those among us who will look the other way at oil companies paying climate change academics, people studying climate change. The oil companies are paying them to come up with agreeable conclusions, affecting critical policy changes that, unless undertaken, actually threaten the fucking planet, simply because looking the other way supports their ideology, their tribe. We're most certainly a creative, industrious, inventive, yet conflicted species, aren't we? We're capable of love, but inclined toward killing. And sadly, despite any overly optimistic moonbeamers' proclamations that a new dawn is coming, there's no indication that our better nature will prevail. None. And in fact, there's considerable evidence to the contrary. We're all connected now, fuckos. It's time to choose sides, isn't it? Pick your echo chamber and work hard to learn why you're supposed to hate your enemies. Me and a few others, we're going to be out here watching your self-righteous shithouse fall, hoping either the mothership or the asteroid arrives soon before you kill us and every other fucking species on the planet. Our species is failing. I'm afraid that it's destined to be little more than a galactic footnote. Another extinct, destructive, cancerous mutation. Something that vanished on the evolutionary cul-de-sac. America.